Hi, my name is Sven and today I want to talk to you about particular programs on the internet where you can make money called HYIPs, so-called high yield investment programs, or auto-serve programs, or revenue sharing, advertising revenue sharing usually programs that I'm usually getting pitched on by quite a few people from time to time. Now, having been in the direct sales and network marketing industry for about 15 years, I can tell you what the difference is between a legitimate direct sales program or a network marketing program and this group of programs I just talked about. See, in real network marketing or direct sales, a commission is always paid on the sale of a product. In network marketing, it might be through a structure of a number of levels, or if it's a binary, through certain volume requirements and this and that. However, there's always a product moved. And it's either a physical product or it can also be a digital product. Nothing wrong with digital products in network marketing. So people actually have to go out there and sell products, and even if it is to distributors, somehow a product is moved. Now, this requires the distributor to actually do something, to actually put in some work, going out there recruiting new distributors who buy the product, or recruiting new customers who buy the product and generate volume, generate real money coming into the business, and then it's paid out through a structure to the distributors. That is real network marketing. This is real direct sales. Now, on the other hand, HYIPs, or these revenue sharing models, are basically, well, they are most of the time, even if they're well-intentioned, there are scams. There are Ponzi schemes. And if you don't know what a Ponzi scheme is, well, you can always Google it, but the term coins to Charles Ponzi, who, I don't know, in the early 1900s, ran a scheme where he was selling investments for some sort of a postal stamp transfer, transatlantic type of thing. And nobody really understood it except for Charles Ponzi, probably. And people gave him money. But he would use that money to pay earlier investors. So you basically took it from Peter to give it to Paul. Paul was happy, would reinvest money, and therefore everybody was getting a ridiculous interest on their money. And more money came into Charles Ponzi's company there, and eventually it collapsed because at some point people could not, Ponzi could not pay off his investors anymore. It's exactly the same thing that Madoff, you've heard of that one, the biggest investment scam that collapsed, did. He basically took money and paid it out to other investors and showed huge interest, huge gains, huge everything, and it was all fake. It was all made up. So just fixed papers, basically. That's a Ponzi scheme. So now HYIPs are Ponzi schemes most of the time. I mean, pretty much 99.9% of them out there are Ponzi schemes because, first off, usually they are in some sort of a, don't say third world country, but certainly not in a country that cares. Right? They are usually not in the US, in Canada, or any European country, right? So they're usually somewhere offshore, or the website is just registered to like a post box or something, and you don't even know where they are. So you would give them money, and they promise you interest, like 1% a day, or 2% a day, or 5% a week, or something ridiculous that can actually really not be achieved in the financial markets, at least not on a consistent basis. Now, when you look at these, it should be obvious, but they usually have a good story. Many of these make up stories like, oh, we're in the advertising revenue share business, or we are investing in the Forex market, or we are investing in, I don't know, sports betting, or we're investing in, and it's most of the time not true. These investments just don't exist. They're just making up a story, just like Madoff or Ponzi did, right? and then they just take your money, and they do pay the early investors, and that's the good thing. It seems legitimate at first because they're paying out, and if they're successful, if they get a new stream of investors, putting money in, these programs might be around for a long time, and some of them are. Some of them are around for a week, some of them are around for a month, some of them around still like 2-3 years going strong. Is that a good sign? Not necessarily, because they can blow up at any time. Yeah? And I just wonder that a lot of people don't put the due diligence into that and don't see it as such. I get approached by people saying, oh, this is the greatest thing, it's the new advertising, revenue sharing, whatnot. Let me tell you one thing. Even if they tell you a story, or you have to click like 10 websites a day to generate some sort of a value, no product whatsoever is moved, and advertising share packages are not a product. They're not. It's more or less, you just have a few terms that are not so nice, so I'm going to keep them to myself, but they are basically just pushing, I don't know, they're tire kickers. It's just pointless. If you click 10 websites forced a day, you look at 10 websites a day, what do you think, what's the value of that? Like the commercial value in the free market? It goes to zero. It's way below a cent. It's nothing. It's really worth nothing. And people who pay for that only pay for that because they expect the return from their advertising package. So you buy a package for $50, and eventually after, I don't know, 30 days or so, you get $55, $75 or whatever back. That's why people do that, and that's why people click these websites. Nobody clicks these websites because they're interested in that. So you're not buying real traffic, you're buying incentivized traffic. And incentivized traffic is usually worth basically nothing, really nothing. So all these schemes will collapse eventually. They will. There is really no way around them, because mathematically they cannot sustain. It's impossible. While a real network marketing company that sells products like diet shakes or cleaning supplies, or even if it's digital downloads or something, they can theoretically grow really, really big. And if you look at like reputable network marketing companies, I think here I can give a few names like Amway or Herbalife, or like these big players. They've been around since forever. Amway's been around since the 60s, and they're still going strong. Why do you think that is? Because they are not running a Ponzi scheme, because they are running a real business where there are products, and people pay for these products, and commissions are paid out through an elaborate scheme. Nothing wrong with that, obviously. So, if you ever, and I'm not one of these scam busters trying to expose HYIP. No. I'm always running my videos here from a perspective of how can you profit from that. I'm just looking at the situation when it comes to HYIPs and these auto-serve programs. Theoretically, you can make money with that because these websites do pay the early investors. Now, I give you a few points. I mean, you can just opt to stay away from them altogether, and that's fine. That's probably a very good way to approach the HYIP and autoserve and whatnot situation. What you should definitely not do is fall for them and think they are a legitimate long-term business and they'll be around in 5 years or so, because chances that happens are so slim, you wouldn't even believe it. Now, but you can approach it from this point. I mean, it's pure gambling. If you see it as pure gambling, like you go to a casino, right, then you might actually make some money with that if you have a proper money management strategy for HYIPs. Again, my first advice would be to stay away from them. Seriously. I mean, there's better things you can do with your time, like educate yourself on how to build a real business. Or you can play those, but play them extremely cautiously. I actually do it from time to time, and long term, I actually made money investing into these websites. Being a member and just putting money in and see what I get back. I got burned by many. I mean, many never paid me back anything. Some did, and some did quite well, because, I mean, if you get 2 or 3% a day, it's quite some money. Yeah. So, if you ever contact me and you want to know about the latest HYIP or whatever, I might give you advice, or I could name you one or two programs where I think they could be around for longer, but it's still a really, really high risk thing, and eventually you will lose money with that, right? But in the short term, you could make some, and you could actually make a lot. So you just have to play them extremely, extremely cautiously. And it saddens me when unexperienced marketers or people online think they are legitimate businesses just because they're telling them a story and they find the story compelling. They most of the time find the story compelling, by the way, because they don't fully understand it. Okay, and they take a lot of things on faith. And if you don't fully understand what they're doing, usually it's not a good thing to put any money in. Even if you fully understand what they're telling you, if you get unreasonable returns, chances are they are just bold-faced lying to you. It's probably all made up. Because also, I mean, even if they have a legitimate process behind what they're saying, why would they take money from you and pay you 1% a day or something on that? Why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. If you have something where you make 2, 3, 4, 5% a day with, and I highly doubt that something like this exists in this world, but if you have something like that, why would you share it with others? You would just take, I don't know, $1,000 and snowball it into $1 million within a few short weeks, and then take it from there. You know, there's no point to solicit investments if you have the goose that lays the golden eggs. There's no point in that. You always solicit investments because you want people to share your risk, but also share the rewards. Yes. However, if it's a network marketing or real direct sales organization, yeah, you want to make commissions on product sales, which is the regular business, if you ask me. So if you want to play HYIPs or these auto-serve or revenue sharing programs that have no real products attached to them, no real value, proceed with caution and don't get suckered into one of these programs and spending thousands of dollars, and then basically they will disappear from one day to the next. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my Facebook page, and enjoy some more videos to come.